All right, we are in the opening round of the 2023 Summer Major. And we are playing these, shit, I don't even remember what holes these are on. What holes are they on? Who knows? We'll just go out there and let's play it. So let's look at Port Hello Cove. There we go. There we go. I gotta remember, put my thinking cap on, remember. All right. You know, the changes that they've made to this course for this tournament are subtle, but I like them because a lot of the holes are flatter. There's like coming into some of the areas are flatter, and I didn't ever like playing over to the right hand side because it was, number one, I thought it was difficult to get all the way up here to the tip because of how this terrain was. The bottom here seems almost exactly like it was before, but this upper part is definitely a lot smoother ride to try and get up here in the front. And the thing I do like about this is on the rough bump, you're coming through this area and you got a pretty well straight shot at the cup. If you're coming down lower, your rough bump is, I mean, G string, you got to get it right or you're going to miss it. And it seems like the 3 times I've taken this shot that it came out with a little bit of an irregular bounce. And I'm not sure if that's because I wasn't adjusting the wind right and it was hitting, I know on one of them for sure, where I hit really close to the sand in the rough. I mean, how I missed the sand, I don't know. So the way that goes is like this. So you're hitting it right here at this part. So it takes a little bit of an irregular bounce when it comes up. It takes a little bit higher bounce than the ball guide is kind of representing. I might try the upper today just to see what this rough bump looks like coming at it. Now the difference here is if you're going to the lower, this spot, A, it's kind of, you know, here's A and the green's kind of almost uphill. But if you're here and the green is definitely downhill. So here I was actually I was hitting it straight up or minus a little, but I'm definitely going to have to add on some wind if I'm hitting it up from the top going down. Faux show, and I'm sure that most of you are hitting it from the top going down, so you're all like, oh dude, you need to do this. And that's probably what I need to do. What bag do I want to take? I could take that bag. I think I need topspin to get me out there. I don't necessarily need a big ball. I think you can get out all the way to the end down there without doing any overpower with just like a 2-power ball with a katana. Let's think about it. Let's think about this for just a second. Let's put my thinking cap on. I'm gonna take a 3-power ball. I don't know where it puts me on the other end. I was playing this the other day with Dunner and he was using a 2-power ball, so I know it can be done. If it looks like it's too easy with a 3, I'll switch to a 2. The main goal is I don't want to have to do any overpower. Better go get your mama. Go get your mama. All right. I'm going to do a 20%. We'll start there on the shot to the cup and see how it goes. I'm not sure where I'm at in my clubs. We will see.
Come on, Buster. Let's go loose. Are you playing?
Yes, I'm.
Okay.
Hole number 1. Here we go. Mamba Negra. Man, I'm not really interested in doing overpower on it. But that shot looks like it might be nice. Very nice. That dog right there, that dog will hunt. All right. 1.39. It's 1.7 per ring, so there's 3, 4. I'm just gonna put that wind back on, and I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna do a little bit of overpower, but not a lot. Not enough to make the needle go any faster, but and see what it looks like just not doing any overpower and just rolling it up there. It looks like in the rough. I like the distance though. I didn't put any curl on it. That looks good. Looks good. I will not have enough topspin, I think. Well, maybe. I might have enough topspin to get me up there. That'd be a good reason to bring a katana right there. Or at least a quasar, because the side spin. Trying to get it back, get it to come back around to the right. They're in their grizzly. I should be eking towards max club. Close. Close. Yeah, you think it's uphill? I'm not sure. Let's see if I have enough topspin to get me there. I do. .1. Let's see where I'm at. Max. Three points divided by 2, 1.86 rings. Hey, fuck you, dude. Go in the hole. and that's literally because you can't get down there to when you're making the pull. I could have easily over pulled that. Now I don't know about any of you, but why would you ever? I guess if you played real golf and you went out there and started doing shit like that when somebody was doing a thing, you're going to get a club wrapped around your head. What'll happen is that if you were doing that and you were in a group, you could give somebody shit, but when they're taking their swing and they're doing stuff, I mean, emoji spamming people, come on. Are you 3? I don't know what it is game wide, but I know as far as my channel goes, the average person that plays this game is between 40 and 45. And so what are you, 3? All right, hole number 2. Hole number 2. I would have really liked that to go in. All right. This hole, there is a rough bump that's here, but I really don't like that rough bump. It is freaking narrow. And literally a grade to the left or the right, you're off target. You over pull, under pull, you're off target. It's a tricky little area to do the rough bump. And there is a rough bump that's here. The other thing I've noticed is that, at least in my game, it does seem like it takes a weird bounce coming out of that. The rough is so narrow right here, and it's involved with the slope coming out of the sand, that it just takes a little bit of an irregular bounce. So I'm going to start off over here and just bring it to the cup. And to get this miraculous stuff done, I'm going to bring a quasar. A quasar? Quasar and a sniper. Pretty sure it's a sniper. If not, it will be a grizzly, but I'm pretty sure it's a sniper. Pretty sure. I'm going to try a 15%. We'll go with Tommy's number. We'll try it out since I have no notes for this hole. I did the rough bump the other day and I did a 10% and it worked out and I didn't make it. I didn't quite pull it enough. And you can tell by where I hit. Once again, it was like the first hole. I was real close to the sand. And on days where you're pulling into the sand, then you gotta adjust for that. So in the qualifying round, I believe the wind was going from the left to the right, so I was able to pull off without involving the sand. But let me see where my opponent's going for it. There you go. Yeah, there is a spot there. And what I don't like about that spot where my opponent was is you can see they've gotten up on the hill. And now, like, just a little teeny bit of movement, you can see how the end of their tail is waggling. I really want to be down in this lower spot right here where it's flat and try and bring it back to the cup. I should be at mid sniper. Sniper. Here we go. Let's make this. I know I've made some hole-in-ones on this hole, but this is not a big, high percentage hole-in-one type hole for me. That's not to say that it couldn't become one, but so far it hasn't been. .1. I'm at mid club divided by 1.1. It's 3.24 rings. There's 324 exactly. And a grate to the right. I guess it's 15% plus a grate to the right. The only thing that saved me there was I hit the flagpole. Otherwise, I might have been in the rough. It would have been nice for that to go in, though. I'll have to go back and watch that. So I hit a grate to the right. The wind was on the right-hand side, so that means I didn't pull it enough, so I need to do bigger than a 15%. Maybe a 25, 20. I'm going to make a note on my notes here. Try. And what I like to do is go past it, where you actually hit a shot. Let's say the flagpole was right here and you make a shot and you're here. I actually like to add on enough that I can come on the other side. Then you know. So like if this was the plus 10 and this was a 20, now you know it's somewhere in between those. If you're doing it where you've gone, hey, I was at plus 10 and I went to plus 15 and I'm still over here, then make this number plus 40. Just to see if it'll pull it over there. Because there are some times on the course where you're hitting on the course and the spot you're hitting is forcing the ball to go over to that side no matter what. And so you may want to pick a different starting spot, but it's always nice to know like what the range is. If I do plus 40, I'm way too much. If I do plus 10, I'm not enough. And now you can start to play the clock game to get that number dialed in. Now, I have not made hole number 3 this week, and this hole is screaming to get an Albie on it. It is. All right. I am trying to get as far up in here as I can. I'm actually trying to get in a point where I'm playing max grizzly on this side and then bouncing it over and running a little bit of topspin to get it up there. It's either going to be a max grizzly or a minimum sniper, depending on if I can get to where I want out here. The deal is that when you're pulling back, so if you take a 3 power ball and you take your club out there, you'll notice that it says plus 16 at the red line. And when you pull it back from the red line towards the tee box, this number starts to go down. And when it gets to 0, you know, anything from 0 to 16, you can go, hey, I'm going to pull it back to the plus 13 mark, and you can do that every single time. You're super consistent. I'm going to do the plus 13, 2 rings off of this transitional surface, max, and then you can dial that shot in. But I'm pulling back so far that I'm past the 0. I wish they had negative numbers, so they go, hey, you're at -4, you're at -6, and then you get to your next club. That way you could I could mark it. So I have to find a spot out here on the course, and you can see this little bit of sand that's sticking out. I'll draw a circle around. You see the little bit of sand that's sticking out from the rest? That spot's going to come into play out here, I believe. And I'm looking at my second bounce, so let's draw a line here. You go from this area, your first bounce is out in here, and then your second bounce is coming out into this area, and it's still hitting in the rough. But when you apply curl to it, because curl's not represented in your ball guide, when you do curl and the ball comes around, comes back in, this distance here, now it clips the fairway and can run forward. So you have to think about how the arc's going to go when you're shooting it. We'll see. I'm going to play this hole with my number 5 bag and a Kingmaker Heartbreaker. And you can play this. Hey, I'm pulling so far back from the red line. You can easily play this with a katana. The only reason I'm playing it with a Kingmaker is that I want to try and get as deep into my club on the other side so that I can use max long iron instead of minimum wood. And I may or may not get to that miraculous spot, but we'll see. I have no notes for what I'm doing on this first shot, so I'm just going to we'll do 10% times the wind divided by, what am I in? I'm in 1.5 per ring. I'm using my APOC. I saw that they posted the stuff for a new 9-hole cup next week, and it's going to be on multiple courses. .3. All right. Max everything. I need to be a little further forward. 3.3, 2.42 rings. There's 2.42. Max curl. Hitting it perfect. Trying to get as much distance out there, and you can see if I hit anything great to the left right there, I probably would have ended up in the rough way back in the back. I could actually come forward just a little bit. That's why those numbers, so right there you're at plus 16. And the deal is that you're at plus 16 right there. If they switch to a power 5 ball and they stayed right there, they're still at plus 16. But now they can push forward more before they get to the red line. So these numbers are super, if you find a spot where you're, especially on shots like this, where you're taking kind of a blind curl shot around it and you're hoping that you got the stuff, those numbers can come in really handy. Nice. All right. 1.05. I'm doing 5% to the cup times whatever the wind is. 2.5 divided by 0.9. 2.91 rings. .91. Here's 2. 9-1. Hitting it perfect. Get in the hole. Didn't pull it enough. I've come super close to that hole the other day. But right there, I definitely needed to do quite a bit more. I probably needed to be plus 15. Plus 15 would have been 3.2 instead of 2.9. That'd have been close. I might have skimmed it on the other side, but that would have been definitely closer. So I'm going to change my number from plus 15. It might end up being a plus 10, plus we'll have to work the wind so that if it's side wind, we might do plus 10, plus 0.2 or... Oh, it's got to roll. Nice. Close. Whatever they did, go back and reverse engineer what they did. And they slightly over pulled. It's one of the benefits of recording your own videos. You can go back if you see shots like that, or somebody makes a shot. You can go back and watch that video, and you can see what your opponent did. At least give you an idea. All right, I think we have great opportunities in those first 3 holes, and I haven't made a single one so far this week. There you have it. All right, hole number 4. Hole number 4. Dun, 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 dun. All right, the goal for me is to try and get out into this area right here. And yesterday I did the shot to the cup. I did not hit it freaking perfect. I was in my Kingfisher, and it is right there. I think it's just a straight up shot. I don't think we have to add anything on if you're on this pad. I used a topspin boost ball to get me out there yesterday, but I don't think I have any topspin boost balls here. Let's see what I got. I think I'm going to stick with that bag. Which way's the wind blowing? Let's go back. The wind is helping us. Let's think about balls here. Let's look at power. 3 power balls should be all I need. Should be. Man, I really like to make this hole. Let's take one of these balls. I got a few of them. It may not help me get there, but if I get that, if I'm in the spot for the second shot, man, it could be nice. All right, here we go. It always cracks me up when people comment on the videos about, like, you're using these balls. Do you know that I have, you too have the option of buying packs? From day one, you could have started an account today and you could go in there and buy a pack. Can you get over with a Power 5 ball? I'm sure you can. APOC 7. How many people would like an APOC 7? I got my hand up. That always cracks me up too. I was looking at my qualifying bracket, and the person that was in second had like 6 billion. The person that was in third had like 62 billion. And they'd only won, man, it wasn't that many games. They had been pretty much playing toward 10 and 11. They were living somewhere in that neighborhood. And I really just cannot do any overpower. Just got to hope it gets through. 2-1. There's 1-5. I'm going to do a little bit extra. And a little teeny bit of curl. Hitting it perfect. We'll see if it has just enough legs to get over there. Yes! The spot. All right. That dog will hunt. That dog. I haven't gone hunting with dogs in a long time. I used to bird hunt a lot, but I've had the opportunity to bird hunt a lot. When I was a kid growing up, my dad raised Vizslas. Anybody knows about hunting dogs, Vizslas are awesome. They'll track, you can take them duck hunting, bird field hunting. They'll track down a blood trail. They don't care. They just want to go hunting. Okay, 1.8. Where am I at? There's max. There's min, so I'm at mid. Mid Hornet. 1.3 divided by 1.3. Do 1.4 rings. One four. Hitting it perfect. Woo! In the hole. That's what I'm talking about. Right there. That dog will hunt. Good game. Good luck. And that was just a straight up shot at mid club. Didn't add on anything. 1.8 divided by 1.3. Dead center. That shot's a little bit easier with the Kingfisher because Kingfisher's got a little bit better ball guide. All right. She's finally made one. Hole number 5. Hole number 5. I did get the Albie on this the other day, and I hit out to here. But I think I'm going to hit out to here today. And the reason I'm switching, I think as far as like elevation, these two seem about the same. But it's harder to get out here than it is to get here. And you can hit off of this tongue. Now you can start off over here and then bounce it and run it over to the cup. But you can, if you get out there and you brought the right stuff, you can get on this tongue and come forward. And if you're going to get out here, so the other day I came out here and I hit from this area and I ran it out and I used my extra mile. I should have used my big topper, but the reason I didn't is because my secondary club, I had a big dog or a Cataclysm, one of the two. I think it was a big dog. And I didn't want to take the second shot with a big dog. This is a great sniper shot. So I went ahead and used my extra mile. And I ended up, like if we draw the line from the sand coming out here, out into this area, I wasn't quite far enough where I completely cleared the sand. I was probably more like in this area. So I left quite a bit on the table. I could have picked up more distance if I'd used the big topper on it. This is a great hole for a 3 power ball and a big topper because you're pulling back your red lines like right here. So you're pulling back so far from the red line in order to capture this fairway. Now with a big topper, I think your red line's pretty close to that, but you're in your range where you can run out all your topspin. What'll happen, at least if I was setting the shot up, what's going to happen is that you draw a line from the tee box area trying to get out here while you're missing this fairway. So if you want to hit on that fairway, now your ball guide's running like this, and then you're going to curl it back around. So being 2 to 3 rings, now a big topper's got much more curl on it than an extra mile. So you won't have to use max curl, but you're going to use maybe 2/3 in order to get out there. But here you can just hit it straight forward. It's all about not hitting it too far. So I'm going to use my Thor's hammer, the number 4 bag, and a Titan. I don't think we need any side spin. I don't think side spin's the big determining factor. And if you look at the way the wind was blowing today, if you hit it straight forward, the second shot into the cup is straight up. Hit it perfect, you got a really good shot. Really, really good. 2.8 divided by 1.7. 164. I think it was one less than max. One and a little less than max. I'm at the plus 13 mark. It's 1.7 rings. Oh, shit. That was 900,000 rings. Great. Whoa down, Cat Daddy. Whoa down. All right. Should be a straight up shot at max club. Straight up. Plus 0 to the cup. Well, at least it was plus 0 when I was down here. This area might be just a little bit higher than the cup. We'll see. But I'm going to have the wind. You can see the wind direction. The wind direction is going to be going straight out the cup. So a perfect would be really nice here. Real nice. And that shit can happen. And now you got a long shot. Here's max. 2.9. Rings. There's 2.9. Oh! Dag nabbit. Cataclysm 6. Excuse me. Check my opponent out. They got you can tell they played a lot of lower level stuff. With only 128 million earned in 15,000 games. I have a low-level account that I dusted the cobwebs off and pulled it out and been playing because I'm going to shoot some wind ring, some new wind ring videos, just because it's been a long time and we're talking a bunch of terminology, and I know people can go back and watch some of the older stuff that's out there, but just to kind of refresh some of the videos that I shot years and years ago. And that account I've never played. I've played 1,900 games in that account. I can't remember how many I've won. I played that account when I was playing in tournaments, and I know it's probably got 200 or 300 forfeits. But I think I've won like 1,100 games, somewhere in that neighborhood. And I've never played above Tour 5. Now I have a couple Tour 6 clubs. I have a sniper, and I have a couple of those clubs that I got in the Golden Shot. But I already have some of my level 3 commons like level 1, level 2, level 3 commons are maxed out, and I'm almost to the point where I can start participating in the club card trading, and I don't have, I think I only have 1, maybe 2 level 6 clubs open, and none of my level 7 clubs are open. But because I've only played it in lower stuff, I'm not diluting my chests by getting club cards from all of the tours. I'm not getting any club cards from tour 5, 6, and 7, so I'm maxing those cards out pretty quick so I can participate in the club card trading. Alright, I'm doing a plus 30. I'm doing a plus 70 on this. And I'm doing, play 1-to-1. It should be, I'm going to try 5 backspin, 1 right hand side spin. Plus 70, 1.7 times whatever the wind is, and I'm at mid club, but I'm playing a max, and I'm using a katana. Yeah, we can actually go. All right, well, shit, we're already here. I might as well do it this way. I'm trying to. I keep forgetting that you can do it. Sometimes I remember, and sometimes I forget that you can pick your clubs and stuff while you're in the. You can't change your bag, but you can pick a bag and you can pick a ball. Okay, it should be 5 backspin, 1 right-hand side spin. So that's the first thing. I'm going to do the win first, then do the adjustment. Then try and line it up to the cup. It's hard to see it. You're so far downhill. It's hard to see your win. It's hard to see your adjustment to see whether or not, sometimes you can go, that was 2.6 rings exactly. Well, here it looks like it was 2.6 rings. Fighting Irish. 420 madness. They must be 420 friendly. I go first. 5 and 2. 5 and 1. 3, 4, 5. 1. .2, 5.44 rings. So I'm gonna do 5-5. Hey, bitch. Hitting it perfect. It was so small, I went to grab the thing and it... Woo! In the hole! That's what I'm talking about. I went to grab the ring set and it's so small, I grabbed next to it and it was spinning the screen. It wasn't moving the stuff. 70% adjustment. 1-to-1. Even though you're not at max. So it's actually more like an 80% adjustment. Five backspin, 1 right-hand side spin. That's definitely a hole that you want to know those numbers, because you can waste a lot of time trying to find the spin that you need, because you can't, it's hard to get to a spot where you can see the ball, or you can, where you can see the ball guide and you can see all the stuff. And then you got to move it around, you got to see it, then you got to try and get back to the spot so you can adjust it. So it's much better if you have those numbers on that kind of hole written down. Much more better. In the hole. All right, hole number 7. What is hole number 7? My notes say 5 backspin, 4 side spin. Okay, I went over here and did a backspin, side spin, curl shot, and just stuck it to the cup. Now, I've been on the green twice, and I've been in the rough once, so we got to get our spin. And the reason there is that in my 77 account, I have, well, nope, I just screwed up. That was the deal. Which way's the wind blowing? I was thinking, because I just got my Apocalypse upgraded in this account to the same as my 77, and my 77 account I think it was hitting a little farther, but I was wrong. That wasn't it. It was a human error. It was all me. Hold on one second. All right. Kind of talk to a man about a horse. What hole are we on? Okay, hole number 7. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to take my number 5 bag. And let's see what I have. And here's the deal. In this account, I don't have that many 5 power balls. So this ball right here, I think, is the one. I like the 4 side spin. 5 backspin, 4 side spin. All right, let's take that. And I'm using an APOC, and I think my APOC, when it's a power 5 ball, is 1.4 per ring. 1.1 times whatever the wind is divided by 1.4. All right, here we go. Let's make sure. Let's make sure I got the right bag and I got the right ball. I'm ready. 5 backspin, 4 side spin. I should have bought some of those power 9 balls, because then I could just get over there and I wouldn't have to do any overpower, but no, I was too short-sighted. I didn't buy any of those balls. They don't have them now, but I guarantee you someday you'll get on this game and it'll have been out for 15 or 20 years and they'll have power 9 balls. That's the spot right there. 3 rings off at max. 3.4. 2.67 rings. There's 2.7. Hit a 1 ring grate to the right. Whoa down, Cat Daddy. And that was all about the wind pushing me farther that way, and I should have did more than a plus 10. Oh. Okay. This shot is hugely makeable from here. Let's just make it. Let's learn from that. Should be, could do 6 backspin. Or max backspin, whichever comes first. Isn't it great? And they can get over there with a power 3 ball, so you can obviously do that. Alright, let's hit this perfect and get in the freaking hole. Hitting it perfect. In the hole! Woo! Alright, recovered. You almost have to. You don't almost have to. This is a hole that we really need to get an eagle on. It is super low hanging fruit in the orchard, and we really want to try and maximize it. I wouldn't pull that far off that cup from there. Hit it perfect. Let's see if that goes in, because I think they're not going to get a lot of wind movement. That's in. Nope. And they pulled it off. I would have aimed. When you're that distance from the cup, you got to stay inside the cup, because wind is not that. You ran your top spin out, so you only have a couple bounces that are up in the wind, and wind's not really a factor. Maybe a ball width, but from that distance, it's one of the reasons why you run your topspin out, to pull your ball guide closer to you, to make it, number one, more accurate, and number two, it has less effect by the wind. And so when you start pulling off, and that was quite a bit, that was a whole cup off on the right hand side, and that, from that distance, you're just not going to make that up. When you're that close, stay inside the cup. Now, if you're playing in upper tours and you have 17-mile-an-hour wind, then you have to rethink that. But when you're playing in rookie, and even in pro, normally those shots aren't that affected by the wind. Hole number 8. Hole number 8. All right, I made this once this week. I'm going to do plus 20. Now, there is a no-move shot that you can do here. And they have flattened this green out. So this green, this is one of the holes that I can see slight little changes, but one of my viewers, Frank, what's up, Frank, mentioned that a lot of the changes on these courses are subtle. And one of the things that I like about this hole was this hole used to look like this. And it was super hard. And then right where the cup was out, there was a bowl and there was a hill, and it always wanted to roll off. And it was like going to the circus and you pay your money and you throw a dart at a wall full of balloons and you miss 9 times out of 10. I have no clue. It really wasn't that much fun to play this hole. But now this pad up here is pretty flat. And so you actually do have a run at it. And where it starts it off down here, it starts you off a little bit on the left-hand side where you're only like maybe a ring and a half off. And there is a no-move shot that you could do from right there. In these types of situations, just the way that I like to play is I like to be centered up in these types of areas. So that once again, we're going back to if you hit a great to the left or the right, you're giving yourself tons of room. Like, you're setting the shot up. There is something to be said about not having to move it, because then you're always in the same spot. But I'm going to center it up in the center over here, and it is at minimum club, but I'm playing max, I believe. So I'm going to play a maximum shot at min club plus 20%. Let me write a note here. Play max. Play 1-to-1. Now, I'm at min. My red line's down in here, and I want to be about 6-7 rings up from minimum. So it gives me a little bit of room to work out on days when we have tailwind. And today's not one of those days. So let's take I got a note here, navigator and a sniper. Navigator and a sniper. Dun 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 dun. And with this kind of wind, I probably should do like plus 0.2 or something, just to make sure. Phone's about ready to die. Better plug it in. Times the wind divided by 1. Plus 0.2. We'll see. The plus 0.2 will probably kill me. I'll be off by 0.2. I go first. What's the wind? 2.3. 2.96 rings. Where's the red line? Okay, there's the red line. Let's get right on the red line. I'm going to pull forward about 5 or 6 rings. Let's pull forward just 5. Two backspin, 2.96 rings. Let's get lined up with the wind. There's 2.96. Hitting it perfect. Get in the hole. Come on. Come on. And I pulled it plus 2, and I probably could have just did plus 1 right there. Arr. I could have tried I was trying for the 296, and I just left a sliver on there. I probably could have just did the 29, and it would have been fine, just fine, in the holes where it would have been. Close. I thought I had it. I thought we were all going to get a great little hole-in-one thing going on, but no. See if my opponent can get it in. We got to run. Nope. And it used to be if you rolled past the cup that much, it would roll off the back. And so I really like, the deal was it wasn't fair before. It was a freaking circus. Some of the very gimmicky, some of these holes that are in here, I've been on golf courses that had tiers, like the greens have tiers and are, you know, you can roll down to the bottom of the green, and I've seen that stuff. But some of these, and I understand that, but some of these greens have so many moguls on them, it looks like a bunch of gophers went out there and dug holes, and then they just covered them up and planted grass on top of them. Like, you guys not have rollers? Do you not have any way to smooth this green out? And so I really do like that hole. That hole is a lot more fun to play now because it's not so gimmicky. It doesn't mean you're going to make it every time, but I think we have a shot on it now, and it's not just this gimmicky little hole. All right. Well, we got a 9 at 17 at 9. They did exactly what I'm trying to do. They got these first 3 holes figured out, and I haven't figured these first 3. I haven't had any drops on these first 3 holes. I've had success from here on, but in the rounds that I played so far, these first 3 holes have been not so good to me. That's a great round. What they come in with 13. Awesome. That's the thing about it, is that you can have a day when you have a 13 if you were like, oh, you got no shot, and then the next day, if you've played this game for a long time, we've made every one of these holes at some point. It's putting together a day where you make all of them on that day. So that's a great score right there. Great score. Hole number 9. All right. Now, hole number 9 in this account is a little bit... What I'm trying to do is I'm going to go to right here, and then I'm going to bring out a 5 power ball so that I can come out into this area and use my horizon. And the deal is that if you get out into this area, if you get right up against the rough with a 5 power ball, you might be able to make it with your sniper here. But if you're just a little teeny bit back, you might be just a little bit short. And what happens when you're a little bit short is, in order to make it up, you have to put it closer to this rock. And this rock is sitting out there like this, and you're wanting to take your shot right here. So when you go to pull the wind and it engages the rock, it makes a huge jump. And now it starts to do normal. And you do not want to have to make a big wind adjustment when you're close to that rock. You'd rather be out in this area so it gives you a little bit of room to make that adjustment. So I'm going to use my horizon. Now I have, I believe, a higher level horizon. Let's think about what bag I want to take. I want to take a Thor's Hammer bag, and I'm not using this big topper bag, so I'm going to change it up just for this hole. So I have this bag set up, Thor's Hammer, and I'm going to take a horizon. And I have a Horizon 7 in my 77 account, and most of the stuff is the same, but the one that's different is this. It's at 2.1, so it's basically the same as an Extra Mile versus the 3.1. Let's see here. Let's think about this. I am at max. Let's go make sure I got a solid number for my horizon. Horizon wind chart. I'm going to be using a Power 5 ball. I'm going to be a max club, and I got a level 6, and it is at 2.1 per ring with a Power 5 ball. 2.3, 2.2, 2.2, 2.1. 2.1 per ring. Let me write that down. 2.1, and it should be 2.1 plus 1. So if the wind's over 2.1 miles an hour, it's 2.1 plus 1. So 2.1, 2.1, that's 4.2, and we got a 4.3. 2.1, 2.1, that's 6.3, and we got a 6.4. So when I say that, sometimes when you hear me say that on my club numbers, it's like I'm going to do 2.1 per ring plus 0.1. I'm anticipating that the wind's going to be higher than 2.1, and I know that it's plus 0.1. So that's what we're doing. That's how I get to that. 2.1 plus 0.1. All right. Whew. Now let's think about everything else here. Let's switch that stuff up. I had this bag set up for the I also have a level 7 Kingfisher on my 77 account, and at level 7 it gets to 100%. It gets to 98% accurate or 96% accurate, and it hits really well at that number. Let's change this out for a Spitfire. If we end up in the sand, we will be happy that we brought that Spitfire. All right, now the big question is, once again, not a lot of ball inventory here. What are the Power 5 balls that are, you know, 2 side spin, no wind, which is basically, is that top spin boost? I think that is top spin boost. I do not need any top spin boost. I suppose I could bring my one and only. And I'm thinking the spin might be a big deal here. I'm going to take a 4 power ball. I'm really going to have to work it. All right, we'll take that one. I wanted to take a Power 5 ball, but I don't have the ball inventory to do it. I want to save at least a few of those for the weekend round and give myself as many options as I can in the weekend round. I want to waste all of our... Now, if you have a big ball inventory, it's, you know, you use the ball that's the best for the job. That's the deal. All right, I think that's it. Summer Major, hole number 9. Got the right bag. Got the right ball. Let's play it. Doing a Thor's hair. I'm pulling back to the +3 mark. I'm doing 2 backspin, maximum right hand side spin. 1.6 per ring. 1.1 times whatever the wind is, divided by 1.6. If I can get an opponent. Pulling back to the +3 mark. 2 backspin, maximum right hand side spin. In the past, I've always taken this shot with a, you want to take it with whatever club you have that's got the best ball guide. You can take it with your quarter, or, you know, with your extra mile, but if you take it with 2 max +3 mark, 2 rings off, I'm going to go the +5 mark. See if I can eke up. I'm going to do the +6. See if I can eke up there just a little bit. No, I better not flirt with fate. We'll just do +5. 3.3, 2.26 rings. Getting it perfect. I've been leaving just a little teeny bit. I was doing the +3, but I was leaving a little. I was leaving myself plenty of room down there to be safe. I'm just going to do a straight up shot. I'm not going to add on anything. Just going to do a straight up. It looks pretty damn flat to me. we'll try that first and see how it goes. So it's the wind. It's 2 divided by 2.1 plus 0.1. So whatever the wind is, divided by 2.1 plus 0.1. Let's do the wind first. 2.9, 1.48 rings. .48 rings. Getting it perfect. See how close we can get. Over pulled it. Over pulled it. And that was just a straight up shot. So maybe it is uphill. Maybe we can take off 10%. I'm going to put a note here. I want to try that. We'll try minus 10 to the cup. And you can see, if I would have had a headwind day, I wouldn't have had enough distance. And so if you have a headwind day, you really need to bring out a 5-power ball just to try and get enough distance. I did leave a little teeny bit on the table on that drive, but you really start digging down in there. If you end up in the rough there, you might be able to recover. I don't think you can get on the green, but you can lay yourself up in front and give yourself a shot at it. But it'll be you're gonna have some work to do if you overshoot that drive. In the hole. All right. That is not a bad. I think we need to shoot something 50. We need to have a 15 almost as a minimum, and then we gonna work on that. The person that won my 77 account, the person that was at the top of the bracket, shot a 19. So you get these holes dialed in, you can lay down some scores. And right there, I mean, that opponent right there has got a minus 17. That's a minus 34, minus 30. I mean, I got beat by 4 strokes. That's brutal. But that is what I'm looking for as my minimum score, is something in that range. What I really need to get dialed in are these 3 holes right here. I need to be picking something. I like to think of it as in quadrants. So we got the first quadrant, or the first section, we got the second, and we got the third, trying to pick up stuff in each one. And having picked up 2 here and 1 here and Zippo is not good. Not good. And I've been having success on holes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've made those. But those first 3 holes, I haven't made shit all week. All right, there you have it. That is the front 9 of the Summer Major. This is the opening round. This is my practice account. I'm going to try and, it's 8 o'clock. I'm going to try and get finish up and keep playing. Take a short break, go grab something to drink, and then I will be back for the back. Thanks for watching. Everybody have a great week. Hopefully everybody's doing good in the major. I know I haven't posted a lot this week. We're just been really busy. And I've got my anniversary. I've been so screwed up this week. I thought Monday was, I don't know what happened to Monday. Tuesday was Monday, Wednesday was Tuesday. I was all screwed up. I thought today was the 5th, and the 5th is my anniversary, because tomorrow's my wedding anniversary. 22 years. So I will be busy tomorrow, so I'm all jacked up this week. But I will keep at it. Thanks for watching, and stay safe, my friends.